When the morning alarm rings, you question yourself. Why did I set it so early? While brushing your teeth, you ponder, should I cut my hair soon? As you leave the house and reach for your keys, you realize they're not there. Exasperated, you exclaim, nothing seems to go right, just in time to notice your neighbor. Being caught talking to yourself can be embarrassing, and some people even associate this behavior with potential mental imbalance. However, decades of research in psychology reveal that the act of talking to oneself is perfectly normal. In fact, most, if not all, people engage in some form of inner monologue daily. So why do we have internal conversations? And does what we say matter? The term internal dialogue refers to the narrative that occurs within our minds, sometimes referred to as self-talk. This is distinct from mental images or the simple recall of facts and figures. Specifically, psychologists define internal dialogue as verbalized thoughts directed toward ourselves or some aspect of our lives. This encompasses personal conversations like, I need to improve my free throw, but it also includes the reflections we have throughout the day, such as, the gym is crowded today. I'll try again tomorrow. While most internal dialogue in adults is silent, speaking aloud to ourselves also falls into this category. Indeed, psychologists believe that our initial experiences with inner dialogue are predominantly vocal, as children often talk to themselves aloud while playing. In the 1930s, Russian psychologist Lev Vygotsky hypothesized that this type of speech was essential for development. By rehearsing conversations they had with adults, children practice self-regulation of behavior and emotions. As they grow, this externally directed inner dialogue is internalized, becoming private inner speech. We recognize the significance of this inner dialogue. It can aid in planning, overcoming challenging situations, and even motivating us throughout the day. However, studying inner speech can be challenging, relying on subjects that clearly capture spontaneous and often unconsciously controlled behavior. For this reason, scientists are still working to answer fundamental questions. Why do some individuals engage in more inner dialogue? Which brain areas become active during inner dialogue? And how does this activation differ from regular conversations? However, one thing we know for sure is that what we say in these conversations can have real impacts on our attitude and performance. Engaging in internal dialogues that are instructional or motivational has been shown to increase focus and self-esteem, aiding in accomplishing daily tasks. For instance, a study on collegiate tennis players found that incorporating instructional inner dialogues during practice enhanced their concentration and accuracy. Just as talking to a friend can help reduce stress, speaking directly to ourselves can also assist in regulating emotions. Distant self-talk is when we speak to ourselves as if we were conversing with another person. So instead of saying, I'm going to ace this exam, you should think, Caleb, are you prepared for this test? One study found that this type of internal dialogue is particularly beneficial for reducing stress in anxiety-inducing tasks, such as meeting new people or public speaking. However, while positive self-talk can help, negative self-talk can be detrimental. Most people are self-critical occasionally, but when this behavior becomes frequent or excessively negative, it can become toxic. High levels of negative self-talk are often predictive of anxiety in both children and adults, and those who constantly blame themselves for their problems and dwell on these situations often experience more intense feelings of depression. Nowadays, there's a field of psychological treatment called cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, which partly focuses on regulating the tone of internal dialogue. Cognitive behavioral therapists often teach strategies to identify cycles of negative thoughts and replace them with more neutral or compassionate reflections. Over time, these tools can improve mental health. The next time you find yourselves talking to yourselves, remember to be kind. That inner voice is a partner you'll be talking with for many years to come. Thank you for watching, and be sure to subscribe because more incredible content is on the way. Until next time, stay curious.